right. Hi, everyone. My name is Claire Dane. I am a senior at UC Berkeley studying computer science and data science. And today I'm going to be the interviewer. And how I know the interviewee, actually, we live in the same building next door, next to each other for 2 years at Berkeley. So without further ado, let's hear from the interviewee, Victor.
My name is Victor Pataca, and the company I founded is called Telmo. My role is that of the principal investor and the first founding partner. I think there's a two-part answer to that. One is childhood experience. Uh, so for those entrepreneurs out there that have school-going kids, I have to tell you that building skills when you're a child, asking them to make things with their hands and construct things and build things is a wonderful experience. And if you have any kind of incubator or facility nearby, you should send your children to that. They grow up, I guess, to be a bit like me, where you like to build things. And software is the simplest and cleanest instantiation of being able to build things and reiterate on ideas. So the second part of that answer is um, having access to tools that you can build products in that are fast cycle, where you create things quickly, you fail quickly, and you try again. And for me, that was computer science and software. So our product is a general AI product. Um, it's not a large language model. What we're trying to solve is the problem of requiring large data sets to be able to train AI models successfully. Um, there are many situations where large data sets are not available, or for example, where the processing power to manage those data sets, GPUs, are also not available. Our particular niche is robotics. So what we're trying to do is embed artificial intelligence as the control mechanisms that are necessary for all types of what we call actuated or embedded robotics. That's a drone, a car, a spacecraft, things that work autonomously, and they're not in the cloud. The second part of our solution is communications. These devices do communicate with one another and they exchange petabytes of sensor data. And the only way to do that is through mesh networking, not cellular systems, not Wi-Fi, but a completely different kind of wireless networking that links these robots together so that they can exchange data about everything from safety to training information to vision, whatever's necessary for the application. We're a B2B company, not a B2C company. So we deliberately focused on physical instantiation of AI in hardware. We're the hardware stack that gets embedded in somebody else's hardware, whether that's a mining robot or an agricultural device or whatever. So everything that we do is through partnerships. Our differentiator is that we create the tool sets and the stack that goes inside someone else's product. We don't attempt to build an end product for a consumer. And that's quite different in the AI world right now. So we work through partners. Our business model is focused entirely on a spectrum of enabling partners, either through licensing software to them on a royalty basis, where if they have the skills and the engineering abilities to embed it in their product, we support them, all the way through joint ventures where somebody would like to launch a new product. They might have the hardware down, but they don't have their own AI development team. And so what we're then doing is co-development with them to launch and bring a product to market. So in that case, we're mostly doing product management. In the first case, we're mostly doing support and integration. We're in the process of making it succeed, so I'm a little hesitant to say that, we're going to be famous right now. I believe we will. But I think that the top two factors are it's clear that AI has to be distributed in a way that's not just in the cloud, but in devices that touch our daily lives. And that those devices are going to communicate just like people communicate with large amounts of data. So from our perspective, that vision is absolutely indisputable. Probably other people disagree with us, but we think that that's going to differentiate us and make us successful. Marketing, marketing, marketing. The problem with working with super smart engineers is that everything is a function feature set, and you have to be wary of that. Of course, you have to get the engineering right. You have to do the math correctly. You have to have something unique that allows you to deliver a particular solution. But it's easy to become so focused on that you forget to properly build a message that resonates with your target audience, whether it's other engineers or even consumers. And so what I often see are companies that have great hardware and software solutions, but they just don't seem to make it into the real world. And that's mostly because they're not able to communicate who they are and what they solve. You know, having super smart people around you means that you're constantly throwing off ideas, scenarios, almost like what if situations about what the world could look like, not only because of your product, but other people's products. And those what if scenarios are financial, business, engineering. You keep your options open. But the problem is that I see a lot of small ventures keeping their options open for too long. At some point, as an entrepreneur or as a founder, you've got to decide to commit. And that means even though you're insecure about your solution or you may not have 100% of the engineering done, you've got to hit the market. And that means committing and having the faith that somehow you will succeed. I'd say that that's the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur is knowing when to decide to launch.